The Queen Bee. Once upon a time, two royal sons went out in search of adventure and got into a wild, dissolute life so that they never returned home. The youngest of them, whose name was Fool, set out to find his brothers. But when he finally found them, they began to mock him. They said, how could he, with his simplicity, think of making his way in the world, when the two of them, so clever, could hardly manage on their own? The three of them went on and came to an anthill. The two older brothers wanted to stir it up and see how the little ants would scurry around in fear and drag their eggs. But Fool said, "Leave the animals alone. I will not let you disturb them." They went on and came to a lake on which there were many ducks swimming. The two brothers wanted to catch a few and roast them, but the Fool would not allow it and said, "Leave the animals alone. I will not let you kill them." Finally, they came to a bee's nest, in which there was so much honey that it flowed down the trunk of the tree. The older brothers wanted to light a fire under the tree and suffocate the bees with the smoke to get the honey. But the Fool stopped them again and said, "Leave the animals alone. I will not let you burn them." Finally, the three brothers came to the castle. In the stables, there were only stone horses, and not a single person was to be seen. They went through all the stables and reached the door at the very end. In front of them hung 3 locks, and in the middle of the door was a small window through which you could look inside. There they saw a little gray man sitting at a table. They called him once, twice, but he did not hear. The next morning, the little gray man went up to the eldest brother, beckoned him, and led him to a stone tablet, on which were written 3 tasks. Only by fulfilling them could the enchantment be lifted from the castle. The first task was this: in the forest under the moss lay the pearls of the king's daughter, 1,000 of them. They had to be found, and if before sunset even one pearl disappeared, the one who searched would turn to stone. The eldest brother went and searched all day, but when the day was over, he found only 100 pearls. And it happened as it was written on the tablet. He turned to stone. The next day, the second brother took up the challenge, but he was no better. He found only 200 pearls and was also turned to stone. Finally, it was the Fool's turn. He searched in the moss, but the pearls were very difficult to find. The work went slowly. Then he sat down on a stone and cried. And while he was sitting like that, the Ant King came, the same one whose life the Fool had once saved, along with 5,000 ants. It did not take long before the little creatures found all the pearls and put them together. The second task was to get the key to the king's daughter's bedroom from the lake. When the Fool approached the lake, the ducks he had once saved swam up to him. They dived to the bottom and brought the key up from the depths. And the third task was the most difficult. Among the king's 3 sleeping daughters, he had to recognize the youngest and most beloved. They were exactly the same, and differed only in that before going to bed, they ate different sweets. The eldest ate a piece of sugar, the second a little syrup, and the youngest a spoonful of honey. Then the queen bee flew from those bees that the Fool had protected from the fire, and began to taste the lips of all 3. Finally, she sat on the lips of the one who ate the honey, and so the king's son recognized the real one. Then the spell was broken. Everyone woke up from their sleep, and those who had been turned to stone became people again. The fool married the youngest and most beloved daughter, and after her father's death became king, and his two brothers received the other two sisters as wives.